What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And if you checked out the previous video where we did create JJ Watt, where we pretty much went to the set and had to grind to get him, go ahead and write the number 3 in the comment section. We're about to be going over something that will help a lot of you get your run game to the next level. Now, I know it's late in Madden, but we only have maybe like a few more weeks of Weekend League. I need you guys to run all over your opponent. So this is something that is very, very important for you guys to understand. A lot of things have been modified since the game was released. They took away the strength factor in most cases. They did a lot of things to alter what was actually working at the launch of the game. I think to kind of nerf the defensive pass rush, because like Fearmonger and Aaron Donald was so OP, and every Reddit post, everybody was crying about it. Here's like, all right, we got to stop this. So they changed a lot of stuff about the way that these players actually function on the field. The reason that I want to point this out, though, is because this may be something that becomes relevant again right at the launch of 21, when they have been promising us that attributes and things like that should be prominent in the game. I want you guys to start to pay attention to the weight of the players and the height, the size, and start looking at some of the stuff that's going on. Because although JJ Watt is a 79 run block, he's a lineman. So his impact block and different things like that, it contributes to the way that he's going to actually block. So when you look at out of position players that are like, the big dudes, and some of the guys just look really, really weird, but they're heavy, those players will actually block a lot better than players that are designed to be there, like the regular tight end, a regular lineman, because they get stuff from the other side of the ball. So because he's a defensive player, like I said, he's still a lineman. It's just that they're giving him offensive stats for the out of position. So when you look at that 79 run block, a lot of you guys are like, yeah, that run block sucks. And you guys are absolutely right. That's not what I want to debate you with. What I want to debate you with is the fact of, you see how big he is, 6'5", he has a certain weight, he has impact blocking, he has a lot of similar traits from what his card was for, as a left end. What I would like for you guys to do is to try to utilize some of these cards that are out of position if you can, and see if it matters. Now remember, we had that fullback Quentin Nelson early in the year. He was really, really good. The problem with him, though, he was kind of too slow. Like you don't want him to be too fast. You also don't want him to be too slow. You want him to be right in the middle. But that dude was just like, where are you, you idiot? Like he would start to run up to get a block, and then the guy would just run right past him. So we had to get rid of him very, very fast. It wasn't something that we could hold on to. We had to get rid of him fast. It was a necessary thing to be done, because if we would have held on to it, it would have definitely cost us, a lot of wins. Dudes would have been taking care of us, because what happens is, if the player is very, very slow, especially for those of you guys that play, edge blitz, you play against edge blitz, that looping, middle linebacker, that guy is going to be coming right around the mountain when she comes. Like, it's going to be crazy. And he's going to get there so fast, your running back is getting pummeled in the backfield. So once we discovered that, it was pretty good. One of the things I want to point out, though, as far as Okoye, he might be a little bit too fast, but in certain cases, he blocks just right. I personally think he's garbage, but I keep him on a team because he's still the best fullback in Madden 20. Even with the fact that he'll run right in front of you and stop you from running. He'll do a lot of weird stuff. He's still the best fullback in the game as far as the way he gets off and just goes right to a guy that needs to get blocked in those specific times. Now, in Madden 21, will they make it finally to where the guy's awareness is actually something that matters? I don't know, but I'll tell you this right now. As far as everything that goes into JJ Watt and everything that we're going to be doing, his height and weight is very, very, very useful in the run game. And the reason that I'm pointing it out so heavily is because I've used all these other tight ends. I've used Grunk, Kittle. I've used all of these guys at those positions. I've never seen people block like the way JJ Watt blocked. So like I said, for those of you guys that have been getting more wins, I've been looking through the comments. You dudes came from averaging like 3 or 4 wins. Now dudes getting 18 wins, going out and mossing and running streaks. This is a guy, you don't have to put abilities on him, all right? Abilities are not necessary. You don't have to throw streaks to him. Just have him in your lineup someplace so that you can put him in to help the run game. You will notice immediately that whoever he latches onto is not getting off. And no, you do not need to run on aggressive, okay? The gameplay that you're going to see in a few minutes, I'm not running on aggressive. This guy is just out there holding his blocks like he is on aggressive. So what happens is it makes your opponent a little bit more anxious, and they think that you're on aggressive because this guy is so big and anybody in front of him is getting mauled. They'll probably start run committing and stuff like that. That's when you got to get a little bit more creative. You got to start running, the stretch outside. You got to start, maybe the tosses are kind of garbage unless you're running the single back bunch toss. So I wouldn't really go there, but you know, I'm just trying to make sure you guys have a little bit more insight into it. When people think that you're running on aggressive, they don't care. They just start run committing because it looks different with the way that they make contact with the player. So the way that they'll be holding the player, it definitely comes off as if like, yo, how is he not able to get off that block? And those are the type of animations that you guys are going to be able to see once we get to that part right here. I just want to kind of, you know, break it down thoroughly with you guys and show you guys exactly what's going on. So as far as everything else goes with the way his routes are, you know, the way he runs routes and how he compares to other players, this is a very, very huge factor, right? Randy Moss, the biggest thing about Randy Moss is his build. He's built like Slender Man, so he's not a guy that is going to really be able to help you in the run game. He's going to usually get mauled. Now, if you get away with running on aggressive, he's a guy that will, you know, sometimes they'll let him latch on or whatever, but even on aggressive, he's useless in the run game. I want to make sure that I'm very, very clear with that. That is extremely important because regardless of the way that you do it, you're going to see the differences on the field immediately. And you have to always be able to run the ball, which is why a lot of us that are running my offense, it's more beneficial to us because we have tight ends at wide receiver. So now they block better and we can throw the ball to them because they have certain abilities and, you know, certain X factors where you can get that ball out to them and they're going to hold on to it. So that's why I'm trying to point out the biggest difference right here, what you're looking at. I know you guys probably already figured it out. He's a 95 strength. All right. So that is an enormous thing to look at right there. Like that right there lets you know, like, all right, cool. He's going to be able to deal with anybody on the outside. A lot of the other players that we have at tight end do not have that high of a strength. That is something that I would probably look to because in my earlier videos, when I was showing you guys the out of position, you know, Quentin Nelson and all that stuff, we didn't really go into depth to understand exactly what was going on. But also, we didn't really realize that these out of position players, the value that they hold in certain types of gameplay. Because this guy is huge for the simple fact he can get streak specialist and he's so big. Because even though he's so slow, if your opponent feels that he doesn't respect you and he leaves him one-on-one, that's a catch. He's mossing dudes easy. And I showed you that in the previous video. So because we see that he gets the proper animation, now most people are gonna know this dude's an 84 speed. He got an 87 excel. He ain't going nowhere. We'll just leave one guy on him. They can't do that. So now what happens is once you moss them, you now have the advantage because they got to figure out, all right, do I double? Do I triple? Now, when they start doing that, it opens up your run game because everybody is focused on, you know, what is JJ Watt doing, right? The other side, you should also have somebody that's mossing. Right now, for us, in the video that we're going to be going into, we're going to have Tony Gonzalez on the other side. So he's going to be, you know, pretty much like that dude's mossing anybody in front of him. Now, he is 6'5". I prefer 6'6", but again, we're having fun with the game. 6'5", 6'4", we've been experimenting, having some fun, but I prefer 6'6" and up because that just makes it very, very difficult for your opponents to deal with anything that you're doing. So as far as JJ Watt goes, he's right there at that Calvin Johnson height, but he's so slow that causes major issues depending on the coverages that your opponent is playing. The one thing that doesn't matter though is if they come out and they're playing run defense. Okay, because if they're playing run defense, he still gets open and you can still moss everybody. Not only that, he's going to hold his blocks like you've never seen before. So everything else that goes into your wide receivers, do me a favor. Go check out the strength of all of your wide receivers. Then go through your tight ends and then tell me why JJ Watt is so unique. Because that's what I figured. I'm like, yo, what? After I played the game, I'm like, hold on. We got to figure this out. So that's why I'm letting you guys know beforehand why you're going to see what you're going to be seeing so that you thoroughly understand, because you don't have to use JJ Watt, but you can look through a lot of the other players and try to figure it out and say, you know what, I'm going to use this guy. I understand the blueprint. Let me use this guy and see what he can do. And then hopefully you can build your squad the way that you want to build it going forward. And then that's pretty much what it is. So, you know, like I said, we're going to go ahead. We have the 2 streak specialists and we have the in-post elite on JJ Watt, just in case we need to throw a post route. Again, he's slow, so if he gets the route off and that ability activates and enhances and, you know, it lights up his X, he's going to be wide open. Because the other player, like all the other corners and everybody, they're so aggressive on the ball. He's so slow, it doesn't even matter. And then he's so big, you could just lay out with him in possession catch. So he's a very, very difficult card to deal with, but that's if you want to run the ball every snap. For me, I don't want to run the ball every snap, but if you start quadruple teaming and quintuplet and all kind of, you know, ridiculous teaming, I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure that I have the best opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to win the game. So if I have to go to the run game because you're going wild with all these double teams, well, not double team is easy, but, you know, triple, quadruple, then we're going to have to figure it out. So that's what I wanted to make sure that I pointed out to you guys, and then we're going to run through it right now as we get the game started, because now you guys are fully equipped to kind of look at it and see, all right, what is the big difference? What am I talking about? How is this going to help my run game? All right. Once this guy right here, he's going to go out. He has golden ticket. Is that golden ticket, Bo? Yeah, that is. Fumble the ball real quick. Good job. All right, so he must have been on aggressive. He had to be on aggressive running with his running back, because Bo, that's a fresh Bo Jackson. I very, very rarely see that happen. Now, look, you see this positioning with the way that he's blocking, I guarantee you, right, if you go back and you do like video recordings, like little clips, if you're on the PS4, Xbox, PC, whatever, look at the way that your players block. And trust me when I tell you, the way that JJ Watt is blocking right now is wild and savage. The reason that I'm saying it's so wild and savage, he never lets go of the block. The guy can never get off of it. And I know you guys are like, yo, bro, it's a corner. No, the corners, you guys know that. Deion Sanders throws my tight ends to the ground. So I want you, look in slow-mo, look at what he's doing. He just engages, and that's the left arm. He's just holding him off. Pretty much I went into other games, and he's doing the same exact thing over and over again. Now, again, I don't know why he's doing it. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that he's very, very strong, and that he has those linemen, you know, impact block and stuff like that, those attributes that probably enhance what he already is. Other than that, I have no idea what he's doing. But I'm telling you this right now. If you could get your hands on a JJ Watt, you do not have to start him. Just please try him out at wide receiver and run the ball. Just try him out at wide receiver, run the ball, and tell me what happens. That's all I'm asking. Anything else that's going on, whatever, it is what it is. I'm not, it is what it is. This guy right here, man, this dude right, he has golden ticket. Cam Newton's getting sacked for safeties. Cool. But that was the biggest thing. That, like I said, now this was the first game that I played with him, and then I got into some other games and I had him out there blocking. Bro, the dude is wild, without abilities too. Just put him out there and watch what he does. Anybody that's in front of him is getting mauled. And that's pretty much what I really liked about him. So as far as the other players that are out of position, I don't know if you want to go back to Quentin Nelson. He's kind of fat, and I don't know if he's going to work. He's a fullback, so you can't get him outside unless you have certain formations that can do that. But JJ Watt is very, very unique like that. So I think we're going to hold on to him and just put him into certain plays. We can put him in at fullback, different things like that when he's needed. But I think it's something that will definitely enhance your run game and possibly lead you to a place where even if we possibly get another promo, you might be able to put in work in weekend league, which is all I really want for you guys. For you guys that's trying to get better and just understand the concepts as we move forward to Madden 21. So I want to thank you guys again for watching. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You go ahead and have an unbelievable day. Until next time, one love, y'all.